Hello beautiful people, welcome to your astrological overview for the month of October. I am pre-recording this. It is still early September when I'm recording this, but you know, time is not linear, so here we are. So in a part one, I covered the astrology or astrological highlights for the month of October, including the two lunations. I offered quite deep chart analysis for both lunations, which will be the full moon in Aries and the new moon in Libra at the end of Libra season. So if you are interested to see that and hear more about the astrology for the month of October, then check out part one. This is the part two. I am going to pull some cards with regards to the overall energies for the month of October. And as usual, I would like to start with the Queen of the Moon and Queen of the Sun. This is a overarching energy for the lunations, and those are the first lunations, especially the first one of the two, which will be the full moon in Aries, is the first moon after the eclipses, right? So the eclipse season will be done by the time you're watching this, or at least we'll be coming out of it, and then we will be entering into of course Libra season. We're already in a Libra season by the time we're watching this. We had equinox, and now there is a whole new energy, the final trimester of this year. And the first lunation will be the full moon in Aries, which was seeded with the eclipse, right? At the end of March was the new moon in Aries, solar eclipse. So we still kind of connected to the eclipses, because even the second lunation, which will be the new moon in Libra, the last new moon in Libra was also an eclipse. So the eclipses are not quite gone. I mean, the eclipses of this September 2025, that eclipse is kind of like we're coming out of it, but the eclipse, overall eclipse energy, which is like we are in a very destined time for humanity, this is still present. So this is what we're going to be tapping into with these cards, because there is so much going on, so much subtle nuances, so many subtle nuances, so much undertone and hidden. And now I understand why Spirit gave me the deck I chose. I have this wisdom of the hidden worlds, wisdom of the hidden worlds, or something with hidden. I put it in the description. You know, it's a name of the deck I can never fully remember, from Lucy Cavendish. But anyway, now I understand why I had to pull the deck, because there is so much hidden that we can't see. And the only way to understand it is fully tuning. So anyway, guys, let's start with the lunations. The lunations are usually quite forthcoming with their messages. So Queen of the Moon, what is the message, or what are the messages with regards to the lunations post-eclipse season, the full moon in Aries and new moon in Libra 2025, October 2025. Okay, we have two cards. Still, Uranus is still in Gemini. What can I tell you? So we have the Abundance. This card came up last time. Number 38, which is the number 11, right? The harvest season, and we are in a harvest month, right? Or like, you know, Virgo, Libra still, you know, September, October harvest, and then realization. So yeah, it's so funny, because if you watch my part one, you will know that this is what I was kind of indicating or talking about, that this Libra season, it's really about coming into clarity, what I want, what I don't want, what is that thing that I want to manifest, what is this new direction. I might not know the whole journey, or I might not know exactly who I'm becoming, where I'm going, but I know by the contrast what I don't want. I know where I've been, where I came from. I have the opportunity to learn from it, you know, keep the lessons, but stop regurgitating the same thing, the same experience, playing the same role. So this is interesting, because yes, the key, you know, the key Chiron is very active during these lunations, because obviously Chiron being a sign of Aries, you know, there are a lot of aspects happening from the sign of Libra to Chiron. So Chiron is the key. So the number 3, this is all about the expansion of consciousness, co-creation, you know, this Jupiter being in a sign of Cancer, right? Affected by every single lunation, or affecting every single lunation, amplifying the effects of the lunation. So we coming into realizations at the beginning of this final trimester of 2025, the year number 9, the year of endings of the old cycle. We can also see in the charts of this lunation, Venus being in a closing phase conjunction with the Libra new moon, that all is ending. It is ending. So we're having a lot of realizations throughout this Libra season, throughout the month of October, prior to the Scorpio season, because Scorpio is then all about, okay, now you know, you have to go for it. You know, there is a tunnel, you get into the end of it, but you still have to go for it, you know, like also Lilith is active. So yeah, realization with regards to what abundance means to you, what it really means to you, what it is that you really desire in. you know, especially with Mars in the sign of Scorpio, Mars as the traditional ruler in the sign of the Scorpio. You have the power to claim it, but do you allow yourself to do that? You know, do you trust yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Do you see yourself as that powerful creator, as that powerful being, so incarnate? Or am I just associated with the identity, you know, with the roles, with the titles, with the labels, and this is what I feel is all there is, you know, like just this human experience. Like, we are experiencing through being a human, but this is not all there is, you know. So this is for everybody to realize what this means to you, what, you know, abundance means to you, the expansion, having the opportunity wherever you at, it doesn't matter, you know, everybody plays a role, but having the opportunity to go beyond that. And then at the bottom is resistance, you know. So we might not like everything we realize, we might not like all the aspect of it that, yeah, and this is again a card that came up previously. We are resisting because we know that this is the last push, this is the final push. The new is coming through, you know, the baby is coming, you know, like you ready or not, the new version of you is coming, you know, you birthing the new version of yourself. But, you know, it doesn't mean that it's easy, you know. We're resisting 25, which is the 7, you know. It's an opportunity to learn, but we're still holding on to this old, you know, the old structure, the old foundation, because it's familiar, it's comfortable. But at the same time, we having the realization that, well, there is more. You know, maybe I've been limiting myself. Maybe this life I've been experiencing, you know, there is more. There is more that I can achieve. There is more I can become. Or there is more I can observe this as. I can experience. It doesn't, nothing really have to change in a physical if you don't want it to change. You know, it's more about the state of mind. It's about the how do I feel in this experience? How do I interact with it? How am I identifying it? What is the story I'm creating about it? Because Libra is about the mind, you know, the clarity of the mind. So yeah, resistance. Where am I resisting this expansion? Where am I resisting to admit the truth to myself? You know, where am I maybe lying to myself, you know, saying that, oh, this is good enough for me, this is good, you know, this is what I want. But is it really? Or am I not claiming more for myself, striving for more, wanting more because I'm afraid? And it's okay to be afraid. We're all afraid, you know. We don't know where the hell we're going, you know, with Chiron in Aries. Like, don't know. You know, like you're telling me to just like step into complete unknown and trust something that is invisible and I have no proof and there is no guarantee. Like, what do you mean? You know, this is not the way we've lived until this point. But yeah, the realization is really speaking. It jumped again. We are at the precipice, you know, and I'll be curious what the portals will say, the gateway of light. But we get to it after we speak to Queen of the Sun. So let's see what the Queen of the Sun wants to tell us with regards to the energy for the month of October, the majority of the Libra season, but then going from Libra into Scorpio, you know, so the energy is becoming grounded, you know. It's like Scorpio is the fixed sign, like, you know, it's really here. Libra is the initiation, is the cardinal sign. But, you know, Scorpio is like, well, there is no doubt. I know exactly what this means. So let's see, Queen of the Sun. What are the messages for Queen of the Sun? Okay. 2 cards straight away. Like, oh my gosh, the spirit is really talking today. Mental health. And I know this card, obviously not with regards to October because I'm pre-recording this, but it came out for my solstice, Marissa, for the month of September with regards to eclipses. So yeah, this is also to do with the mind, you know, preparation for Libra season. Where am I maybe not taking care of myself? Where do I maybe need to give myself more time and space to do things that are nourishing for my soul? This is another number 7, 16, and we know the 16 is the Tower card. And the number 7 is the Chariot. This is the Cancer. Where did I neglect myself? You know, my true authentic essence. Why did I need? And it's interesting, it came out with Ra, order. You know, the sun god, right? Ra. There has to be a balance, yeah? Order, the balance. And number 3, again, number 3 is the same numbers, guys. It's the same numbers. You know, this is the 38, but we have the 25, which is the number 7. And this was number 3, the expansion. The expansion, because there is this authentic presence, the authentic expression that is in you that wants to come online, right? And this is a bird seeing things from the higher perspective, you know. And also this is about freedom, you know, Ra, the god of sun, right? Yeah, and also like you can see all these like Egyptian pyramids, and you know, this, I don't know whether it's meant to represent Sirius as our what do you call it, spiritual sun, right? I believe that that's perhaps what it's meant to indicate to us, you know, the light language from different places. You know, you are much more that you were believed that you were made to believe that you are. You are not just this bunch of bones and meat costume with some kind of history over here. We all galactic. You know, we didn't just come from here. This is not all we are. Our ancestors as humans are not all our ancestors. There is so much more. There is so much more that we are starting to realize. That we are starting to realize there is so much more, and that realization is the key to a whole new universe. That no, this is not all I am. These limitations I was made to believe by my mind, by the program, by matrix, by the, you know, by the programming, by the software that we were all indoctrinated with as children. This is not all I am. It's time to rise. It's time to embody the sun, the true essence of who you are. And remember your origin. You are galactic. You know, you can look at this thing and say, well, there's an alien. He's not even a human. Because none of us is just human. None of us is just human. We all have everything in us. We have the animals, the primitive mind, but it's not bad. It gives us instinct, survival, you know, the basic things. But there is also a higher mind. We are much more than that. The Sirius, the spiritual sun, you know, which is our soul, right? The sun, the purpose. And the mental health, but you have to take care of yourself, because there are all these like things happening left, right, center, you know, that are like you know, the towers, the head is being blown off, you know, because there are so many things happening. And I mean, I have no clue what's gonna be happening by the time you're watching this. I'm recording this on September 2nd, you know, so that's what I mean. By the time you're watching this, a lot of things will have happened, you know, throughout this September, you know, this month of the year, you know, 9 months of the 9 year, the Hermit, the season of the Hermit, the eclipses, the 999 portal, the equinox. There are a lot of things that will happen between me recording this and you watching this, but it's gonna bring up the necessity for you to take care of yourself, your mental health. So we can have the clarity when there is so many things going on, you know, these tower moments which we can't control. We have to take care of you, you know, of your home, for the spirit, which is your body, you know, your emotions. The clarity of the mind cannot come when I'm in a constant stress and, you know, flight, fright, and oh my God, there is so many things happening there. I'm out of my control. But you are not just this mind, this identity, these limitations of the 3D. This is not who you are. This is not you are. You are much more than that. Number 3, expansion of consciousness, remembrance, you know. Through, some of the things that don't feel really great, you know. And and this is like, you know, like it's not deer, but, you know, it's got antlers, obviously. So it's like, it's the opportunity to step into your authority, you know, your higher self, you know, will lead you. And that's the Cancer, right? The chariot. The chariot. When you take care of yourself and your cup is full, you connect to your essence, and that will guide you. It will guide you through any storm, mental health, you know. It gives you the clarity of your mind, the peace of your mind, the Libra, the balance. So you can embody this. And let's see what's at the bottom, you know. But again, 2 cards, you know. Yeah, truth. That was another thing. In the part 1. The truth can never be hidden for long. You know, the masks are coming off. And this card came up previous. And again, 21. I mean, I'm not kidding, guys. You know, seriously. I know the videos are long, but I'm not recording anything, so you have time to watch it if you want to. The amount of breadcrumbs, symbols, the language of it's so loud. You know, the universe is speaking so loud. Another 21, another world card, because the old has ended, you know. It's like we're taking a bow on this stage, like we played the role so well, you know, of this victim and prosecutor and savior and martyr. We played it so well, but we graduated now. There's no need to play it no more. Look at her, she's taking her mask off. Why? Look at all that illumination behind her. And also this is a sun, but it looks like a star. Because there is a brighter future ahead where you don't have to play these roles. You can just be yourself, the Ra, the sun, the authentic essence. It's not about replication. The sun is only for this lifetime. The masks are coming off because we graduated. It ended, this way of being, this role playing, you know, where it's unequal. Yeah, somebody's always the savior. Like when you're watching a movie, there is always a hero and a baddie. but they're equally important. How would you know who is the hero if the bad person wasn't there? How would you know what is a preference, what is the good thing to do if nobody did a bad thing and we didn't know how it feels? You know, how we identify it through our own inner system that, well, this doesn't feel right to me, you know? So that's all that's coming online throughout this October, throughout this Libra season, coming into Scorpio season. The masks are coming off because Libra, the new moon in Libra, Venus is closing to the new moon on 9 degrees. And the new moon in Libra is on 28 degrees, which is the number 10 the next year. Because we are building, creating, co-creating a completely different relational dynamics with ourselves and in other, and also with our galactic family, with beings that are not of this earth and not three-dimensional. And that's all going to be part of the age of Aquarius, because Aquarius is the alien, is the going beyond, breaking the pattern, right? So the masks are coming off. The mask of the old roles we played for so long. Pisces age, but when we graduated, you know, by the time we have this Libra new moon, Neptune is on 0 degrees and 1 minute. It's almost in Pisces. It's going to be in Pisces on a day when Sun enters Scorpio. So yeah, we'll have more work to be done. So that's why the mental health is important. You have to take care of yourself. But yeah, there is still a level of resistance because, you know, we don't have to like it. I don't like everything I'm going through. I hated this summer. I'm so glad it's over. It was the worst summer of my life. You know, yes, it has its benefit. I am looking at it with compassion that it had to happen the way it did because it held a meaning and there are a lot of gifts in it. But is it a preference to my ego? No. You know, I would have liked to experience things differently. Maybe even by the time we're watching, these things are not exactly happening as my ego wants it to happen, you know? So yeah, with regards to October and the lunations, this is all preparing you for stepping into this new role you came here to play authentically, which is not just replication of the past and karma loop of the same old things, the same old archetypes. So the masks are coming off because we've graduated the 21 and it's time to create with the number 3 something completely different. And who knows what's that gonna be, because it's not gonna be the same thing for everyone, right? You are realizing what abundance means to you. Yeah? Wow. Seriously, guys, we could just contemplate on these cards all month. And maybe that's what you might do if you choose to, right? So we're gonna go to the Gateway of Light activation. Let's see about the portals. Portals for the October, for the 10th month of this year. Yeah, 10th month. I mean, come on, I didn't even think about that. 10th month. Of course, we are being initiated. You know, the energy of 2026 is already here by October. I mean, come on. The 2025 ended with the 9 month. The 10 is already ushering us into 2026. So here we go, guys. The 2026 starts in October. That's all I'm telling you. So let's see about the portals. Okay. More card jumping. What do we have? Soul Star activation was at the bottom, but there was a bunch. So let's see if it's going to come up again. Okay, what is the energy? Portals, 10-10 portal, and also lunations as portals. Okay, 2 cards. Again, 2 cards. Okay, fine. Thoth light codes, light initiation, great teacher, awakening, divine magic. Yeah, that's also the Venus conjunct South Node at the time of the Aries full moon. New phase conjunction. Venusian galactic council. Star being guides answer the call, time to shine. Yeah, Venus. This is a season of Venus. We are in Libra, right? Season of Venus. So yeah, being activated. The light is coming online. Thoth also, you know, like is the wisdom, the higher learning, the higher mind. You know, understanding beyond the perception of that which you are experiencing. And yeah, the beauty, the light coming online. Answer the call, and at the bottom. Sirius star. Okay, thank you, Sirius. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. Spirit is confirming. Yeah, this one. Yeah, because even the 8-8 portal is connected to Sirius. Yeah, right. Which we had in summer. Sirius. Here we go again. Sirius start blessing. So this is how Spirit works, guys, you know. Just gives you confirmation all the time. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. Yeah, this is all connected. Our spiritual sun, Sirius, right? Are you serious? Thoth, right? One of the greatest mystics, teachers, right? And then you here to shine, Venus. This is the month of Venus. Venus in rulership in Libra for the new moon in Libra. Venusian Galactic Council. Okay, let's see. Let's read a little bit. Oh, I didn't put the booklet here. Okay, let me get it. Oh, and I just noticed I posted on 2014, so that's another number 7. High learning. Okay, I know that some of these cards came before. I'm just going to read the main message. I do like to read messages from this deck, even though I can interpret some of it myself, but because of the particular things that are being captured on the cards. Okay, let's start with Thoth. Light initiation, great teacher, awakening, divine magic. Your message: you are blessed to connect with Thoth. You are going through a powerful set of light initiation at this time, and these are preparing you to lead and teach from a powerful space of love. Venus, right? We have the Venusian card as well. In order to complete the process, there will be a release of old ideas and limiting stories. Of course there is. Jupiter is square in Libra. This is necessary for you to connect with the true power within you. All right, where is this? The truth is coming online. All right. Don't be concerned by the intensity of the energies that surround you right now. Facing shadow parts of yourself and your story is essential for connecting with divine magic, and evolved beings of light are here to lead the way. If you have any concerns or fears at this time, know that when fear gets loud, it's because you're on the cusp of something extremely powerful. So this is so connected to this Lilith. I mean, come on guys, just if you have time, watch the part 1. It explains everything. Okay, let's see about the Venusian. I think it's the last card of the deck. Yes, it is. Okay, Venusian Galactic Council. This is a call to action. You are being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. You have a reason for being here, and you have the potential to inspire, support, and heal your corner of the world. Don't let this information scare or overwhelm you, for you are being prepared energetically to step into this role. The ideas you have been having recently are divine downloads, but you aren't being called to make dramatic changes to your life, simply to move forward step by step. The Venusian Galactic Council will reveal more information to support you. Be aware of downloads and of information and spiritual signs, for they are confirmation that you are on the right path. Yeah, and Venus, trust yourself, the Taurus, Venus, Taurus ruler, and also with the Libra, like the clarity, having the clarity, so to keep the balance. Yeah, time to shine, answer the call. So both of these are about initiation. And then the Sirius, where are you? Sirius, star blessing. And so we have the teacher that was incarnate, and the spiritual council. Maybe Thoth was from Sirius, who knows? All right, yes, proceed, be seen, pursue. The message that comes with this gateway is a giant yes. It brings the energy of wishing on a star and seeing that wish coming true. This is a time for you to move forward with any projects or ideas that you have felt called to carry out. There is an energy of positivity, abundance. Oh my God, I was already feeling that when it said about wishing on a star. The abundance, right? The abundance. And excitement surrounding you at this time. Whatever dreams you've been revisiting recently aren't dreams but premonitions. Know that whatever you're connecting with on the inside is soon to be something you'll be experiencing in the physical. So think about what you desire instead of what you fear. See yourself celebrating as if your wildest dreams have come true, and as you do so, you'll be creating the perfect energy for them to manifest in your world. So this is again about the manifesting process. You need to be able to feel it and embody it before it comes through. Yes, Sirius, our spiritual sun, our galactic families are fully present. Also the Venus, the galactic family. Also, Thoth, it lives within us. The wisdom, the knowledge. Thoth was on this earth, he's part of our ancestor lineage of spirit incarnate, wherever he came from, to share the wisdom. Yeah, came from Sirius, the sun. So anyway, guys, I'm going to use that last deck that I was being called to use, you know, this Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, I think it's called, from Lucy Cavendish. I'm sorry if that's not the exact name, but I will put it in the description. So let's see about the Hidden Realms. Okay, what is the message for October overarching guidance? The Relics of Lemuria. Yeah, I know Lee Harris, one of my greatest spiritual teachers, he's talking about this a lot. These are talking about this a lot, you know, that the Lemuria frequencies coming back online, you know, this unity consciousness living from the higher heart place and also the higher mind. And this is fragments memory reclaiming. Exactly. Yeah, we remembering, you know, also the number five through this chaos and distraction and this things that we cannot control, you know, a lot of tower moments that are going on, we are starting to remember that it doesn't have to be this way. There was a time where we remember it was different way. So yeah, this Lemuria, the memories of Lemuria are coming online. And then at the bottom we have the resurrection, comebacks, rebirth, renewal. Oh my God, it's the same thing. Yeah, the old, the ancient old is coming back, so it will become the new, the new, you know, the history that is so ancient that it will become the new. It will become our future. So this is all connected to Lemuria, you know. That's like what I said in part 1, you know, it's about this continuous expansion, that it's that coming on, the same things are coming around to expand, you know. The cycles are always building on each other. They building to create a greater expression of the same energy. So yeah, the Lemuria is very present, you know. These codes and the memories of Lemuria, just like the memories of Atlantis, have been awakening within us. Now the Lemuria is coming online with a greater clarity, and we are feeling it on a much deeper degree, right? So it's the resurrection, number 5 again, you know, you can't make it up. Resurrection. Okay, what else is there? The Mother awakens. This is number 3. Yeah, the Gaia becoming the 13th star. This is what I was being given in one of my readings, right? Being the 13th part of this galactic council, you know, the Gaia becoming the portal. So the great Gaia, you know, we know the Gaia is going as a sentient being. Our planet is going through her own awakening, through her own how you say it, this ascension, right? Ascension. So compassion, nurture, guidance. Yeah, we also know that there are a lot of things that are being released, you know, with the water flow. There are a lot of things that are being released through the planet Earth, you know, the natural disasters, the weather, you know, the things we can't control. Some of them are being controlled, but a lot of them aren't controlled. You know, the mother is also going through her own process of release, just like we all are. You know, like the as above, so below, as within, so without. Everything just mirrors each other. So you know, so the Gaia is going through her own rebirth. You know, to accommodate these higher frequencies, and she is the host for this future, you know, for this whatever is going to be going on this planet going forward, which is not going to be the same BS that was going on this planet for, you know, like thousands of years, these medieval times, and these like we outgrown these primitive roles. Like, it's primitive. We don't have to live this way anymore, you know. And I'm not saying the way we live in right now is primitive, but we still embody a lot of the same aspects, you know. And this is what I mean, you know, the planet in itself is going through this massive expansion. So there is a lot of release that's going on, and through that process, you know, we are uniting in a different way, you know, because when there is this natural disaster, and when there are things which are very challenging for us emotionally, physically, mentally, that's why the card of the mental health is also coming. You know, we need to find a way to come to our center, to nurture ourselves, to be able to keep going. You know, this world is not meant to be easy. You know, this is a school of life. The Gaia, the planet Earth, is a school of life. So there are things we will experience, every single one of us, 100% guarantee, that are not easy and are not pleasant, you know, but it's part of the experience on planet Earth, and she is going through her own process, and so are we. You know, we mirror each other. But all of this, you know, through all of these chaos, you know, the number 5, number 32, which is another number 5, these memories of the ancient history are coming online because there is a desire for something different. You know, when we are experiencing something that is so unpleasant and difficult, then naturally a desire for the opposite is being birthed, you know, for the contrast, for the solution that, oh my God, I just wish the world was different. I wish, you know, the weather was more stable, or I wish this, or I wish that, you know, whatever we wish for as the result of experiencing that which is unwanted, you know, and then this comes online, the desire for that memory of the past to become the future, the comeback, rebirth, renewal, the Lemuria, the ancient history of the humanity that will become our future, you know, because everything that's happening already happened, and everything that happened will happen already happened, you know, that everything that's happening already happened, and everything that happened will be part of the future, right? Like everything is always connected. So yeah, this everything holds a meaning and purpose, and it's part of the journey of continuous evolution. And like I said, the earth is preparing for this new cycle, this new chapter of what is going to be taking place on this planet, with or without us, you know, like the planet will go on, you know, whether we stay, that's our choice. It depends on whether we'll be able to match the frequency, because in Aquarian age is all about the frequency and resonance. Are we a frequency match to that which we want to experience? And yeah, I just got a message, you know, that's exactly what Sirius is telling us. You have to feel it, you have to embody it, you have to become it before you can see it manifest, before you can attract it to yourself. They're teaching us, you know, and the Galactic Council, how? Through love, heart-centered consciousness, the thought learned from the past. So, I mean, it's very clear. I mean, these messages are so clear. But yeah, obviously how this is going to manifest in a mundane everyday reality on the individual and collective level, what's going to be happening for me, for you, you know, for the world, for your country, you know, with regards to weather, with regards to politics, with regards to whatever, you know, that is yet to be manifest at the time of me recording this anyway. But we know what is the meaning, what is the purpose, we know the underlying energy, why is this happening, and that helps us, you know, that helps us, the understanding that, but this is part of the journey, this is part of the process, this is what we signed up for. We didn't come here just to experience, you know, vacation all the time. Everything is part of it, you know. It allows for this expansion, for the growth, you know, like the birth process, you have the contractions, you know, things have to contract in order for the baby to be pushed down by the birth canal, you know, the pushing, the contraction, and then the pushing, the contraction, and then the pushing, you know, there is this process, this movement, the process. And that's where we are as a humanity. There is a lot of contraction, because that which we are experiencing as the after effects of the Piscean age, with Saturn back in Pisces and Neptune soon to be moving back into Pisces on the 22nd of October, which is the day that adds up to number 5, interestingly enough, right? It is the suppression, the contraction that creates the desire to push, you know, to move forward. Not pushed against it necessarily, because what we resist persists, but to experience that as something that we need to find a different way. That, yeah, you know, I can keep being just in a protection to what this is, but I can also at the same time try to find a different way to navigate this energy, right? So anyway, I don't know how to explain it by verbiage, but, you know, I can feel the energy very clearly. You know, everything that's happening is creating the opportunity for the polarity to be birthed at the same time, because universe makes no difference and makes no mistakes. No mistakes. Everything holds a purpose and a meaning. So all of this is telling us that literally we are continuing the passage that we've been on for a long time. You know, everything is just a continuation of the same thing. And we are now at the last stages, you know, of this birth of the new. And then what it will grow into, that is yet unknown, right? But there is a certain frequency that it has to match. Yeah, because of the Aquarian age. So anyway, let's ask the Major Arcana as the final message. Major Arcana, what is the final message with regards to October, month of October, predominantly The Libra season. Okay, what is coming through? I do apologize for the background noises. I'm still at my parents' place, and like I said, there are things you cannot control. And I come from an extremely loud family, as you can tell by how I talk. Judgment. Perfect. Yeah, the ground clearing of the decks. We know that Libra is the cardinal sign. We're stepping into a new season. It is the 10th season of this year, the year number 9. So this is the reset point. So it is calling us into the... it's been that the soldiers are being called into action, you know, the light warriors. Take your stand, you know, now after September, after eclipses, you know, what is not part of your journey going forward based on how it feels. Being called into action, the number 20, you know, the 11, justice, the number 2, the high priestess. Only you know how it feels, right? Based on the contrast, trying to come back to peace, to the neutrality point, we're being called into action. And at the bottom we have magician, to create a new. I mean, the spirit is so loud. Yeah, this is the grand clearing of the decks, because after this we have just 21, which is the world card. It's closed, you know, graduated, finished. You're out of here, that's it. You know, this role is no longer available because the new has to be created. And yeah, here we go, in High Priestess. The answer is within you. The guidance is within you. You know, the conscious and unconscious in balance. The new is yet to be created. This is, you know, this is not like it's a card that tells you you are the creator, you can manifest whatever you want, but this is not a manifested form. It's the number 1, it's the beginning, you know. It is the Mercury, which is the Hermes. It travels in between different worlds, so it's like you choosing your timeline, and inside you there is a guidance what that is. You know, again, here we go the card of the moon and the card of the Cancer, which are connected. Yeah, the expansion of consciousness, creating from within the expansion of consciousness that will then manifest, you know, through healing, temperance and death. You know, the old has to go. And there is a new choice. I'm going to end with that. This is profound. Right? The grand clearing of the decks. Why? Because the new has to be manifest. Next year, the year of reset. The new has to be created. The sun, you have the life force within you. The Ra came to remind you. You are not just what you think you are. You are much more than that, much beyond that, right? So yeah, we can try to hold on to the past, but the past is gone. It's gone. Yeah, we have the last retrograde of Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, but that's only until February. You know, Saturn is going to re-enter Aries before the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius, with the nodes still in Pisces and Virgo. Go and figure, right? The new has to be created because the Gaia is going through her own process of rebirth. The new process of rebirth, right? So yeah, tune in, tap in, right? What else we got? Yeah, the temperate, the healing. Yeah, your inner guidance will guide you through this process of metamorphosis. Don't be afraid, because there is a new choice ahead. You know, this is again, you know, it's like this. Mercury and Gemini. Creating the new timelines. The new timelines are being created. Venus in Libra, trining Uranus in Gemini. Retrograde. Acceleration through the house space. Understanding yourself. Understanding your inner language. The voice of your soul. So yes, there is so much going on, guys. Like, it's really like... it feels very differently from September. I recorded the September overview only a few days ago. This is a very different energy. It's very... We're going ahead. This is very fast. You know, the Libra obviously is the air element. This is a very quick energy. It is very non-negotiable. The energy I'm tapping into is like, it is very, very Libra. It's very justice. It's like, it's a non-negotiable. We're going ahead and it's happening quickly. You know, the old is being resurfacing and, you know, like replayed, and it's had the opportunity to be healed very fast because it's no longer in resonance. It's not going to be hanging around for long. We're going through it very quickly. The good, the bad, all of it, you know, but at the same time, more and more we are aware of that that preference, the desire, the new desire for what wants to be created, what wants to be manifest, the desire of the soul, the freedom, the equality, the justice, we're much more sensitive, to when something is not right, our intuition. And so everything is balanced, everything is always balanced. The universe always strives for balance, so yeah, you're not going to be going through this shit show, that the world is experiencing at the moment. At the same time, your gifts were not coming online, to support you through this process. The voice of your soul being much louder, much more present, the guidance from the spirit being much it's not just like you just dumped here, abandoned, and you go and fetch for yourself. It's like there is a balance. Yeah, things are intensifying, but we are much more aware, much more awake, much more in charge. We have the tools, we have the access, Thoth, we have the access to the wisdom, we have the access to the guidance, the galactics are with us, So yeah, the remembrance of where we came from. So everything is here to support us through this process, but it's happening quickly. I feel this October, it's going to be a very fast month, because whatever is going to be stirred up and brought to the surface for healing throughout Virgo season, when the Libra season comes, things are going to be moving very quickly. It will be a quick process. I really feel that. Libra season in particular, but October is going to be a fast month. And it's going to be non-negotiable, and there will be much more clarity, even though Mercury will be entering his shadow. He will be entering his shadow in October, because then he's got a retrograde from Sagittarius to Scorpio in November, throughout November. So that's where things might slow down a little bit. But October, yeah, Libra season is going to be fast. It's going to be fast, and you won't even have a time. I don't feel you will even have a time to go oh, I don't like this, I don't want this. It will be, okay, this has to be done. Let's go. So that's why I feel with this health, mental health, this card, you have to find your tools. You have to find the way that is supportive for you, for your mental health, for your state of equilibrium, what will nurture you, because these things are happening, they're not going to stop. They're not going to go away, they have to happen. This energy has to be healed, because this is a card of Sagittarius, because the new chapter is already here, the new chapter for humanity. So yeah, you can choose what that is for you, but there is a new that has to be created that's non-negotiable. The new is being created, because this is a grand clearing of the decks. The old is going. So yeah, so allow the inner to guide you through this process of death and rebirth. Because this is a number 4. 13 is the number 4, which is the new foundation, the new structure of reality. The phoenix will rise from the ashes. But first, we know it's being burned to the ground. And then the ashes are the fertilizer for the new. And that's the earth, right? Where is the card? The Gaia. The Gaia is being rebirthed. The old is becoming the new. And then the experience will be very different, because the masks are coming off. Wow. I feel so much electricity running through my body right now. It is really very strong energy for October. So fasten your seatbelt, guys. And with that, I wish you all a wonderful October, wonderful Libra coming into Scorpio season ahead. Enjoy the lunations and everything. And I'm sure I'll be, out with some kind of video at the end of October after my honeymoon. But once again, if you wish to support me in the new chapter of my life, because I am strongly advised not to be working while I'm going through my own rebirth process and, going through my own release and whatever gifts I'm here to bring online. If you wish to support me in my process, there is a link in a caption, for GoFundMe, which me and my beloved Aaron created together. And yeah, we are all in this together. And whatever is yet to come, who knows? It is not, the story is yet unwritten. The story is yet unwritten, but we know the old story has ended. So anyway, guys, much love to you all. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're still watching, you have a whole month to watch it if you want to. And I'll speak to you again in the next video, whenever that is and whatever it is. Much love everyone, and bye for now.